The United Kingdom has not sponsored this video, I promise. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You may think that my background looks different, and that's because it does. If you follow me, you will know by now that I have moved to London. So I am currently in my sister's place, staying with her until I find myself a job, because I am currently unemployed and living the dream. So because I'm unemployed, I thought, why not film a video? Because it's not like I'm doing anything, so might as well. So since the beginning of time, you guys have asked me if I can make a video on how to study in the UK, because as you may know, that's how I got to the UK. In 2012, in 2012, I moved to Scotland to study at Glasgow Caledonian University, where I studied media and communication, and I graduated from it with a bachelor's degree. Now, a lot of you have asked how to do it, and so I thought this would be the perfect time for me to reveal all of my secrets. So let's go! First of all, I thought I would let you know why I chose the UK. My sister, who's 2 years older than I am, she went ahead and moved to Scotland to study at St Andrews University 2 years ahead of me, and I only heard amazing stuff about it, so that's why I decided to do it as well. Also, I love traveling, so it was kind of like a win-win for me. Secondly, my other sister also decided to move to England and study there. So I did have 2 family members in the UK already, which of course made it a lot easier for me to make the transition. But had they not been here, yeah, I would have probably moved anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but it was nice to have them here. Living in the UK compared to Sweden is a lot cheaper. I mean, it's not like massively cheaper, but it's still cheaper on a day-to-day basis. Groceries are cheaper. I think most accommodation here is cheaper as well, but then again, Sweden's very expensive, as we all know, so wasn't a big surprise. Most places are cheaper than Sweden. But if you're thinking of studying in the UK and you're from another country, maybe America, the UK might be more expensive. Well, I think it probably will be. And London, I mean, London is so expensive compared to everywhere else, but I mean, it's worth it so far. But that's definitely something you need to take into consideration before deciding to move here. Another thing to take into account as well is studying costs. Now, for me, who came from Sweden, which is part of the EU, studying in Scotland was free, so I paid no tuition, which was amazing. But I think England is an exception, because you do have to pay to study in England if you're part of the EU. But I'm pretty sure that Northern Ireland and Wales are free as well. So it might change. Well, it will most likely change because of Brexit, but make sure you look that up before. Some things that are amazing about the UK, they have over 3,000 educational institutions, and their institutions, they're world renowned for being some of the best ones. So if you decide to study here, you can expect to study at some of the world's best universities, which is great. My experience that I will talk about will be mainly focused on undergraduate studies, since that's all I've done. There are other options like masters, training school, I don't know, there's quite a few of them, but my experience and what I know is only of undergraduate. So if you're planning on moving here to study something else, this may not be of interest to you. Now, what I did is I knew I wanted to study something that had to do with media and communications, and then I did a little Google search, as you do, to see what schools or what universities in the UK are known to have good programs for that particular subject, which I did. And then I found a selection of different universities that looked like they had a really good program for what I was interested in. And then I looked up their grade requirements. If you come from Sweden, for example, grading will be different than it is in the UK. So I'm pretty sure you will need to translate your grades into like UK grades, and there are people who can help you do that. That was not the case for me because in high school I studied in the international baccalaureate program, so you get international grades there. So all I had to do was just look up my university's requirements for IB grades, basically, which is really easy. And if you haven't gone to high school yet, I can recommend international baccalaureate program if you're into studying, which I wasn't. Also, if you're from a non-English speaking country, you will most likely or most definitely need to take a test that proves that you're proficient enough in English to study in the UK. So I had friends that took, I think it's called the TOEFL test, which is just a test you take to prove that your English is sufficient enough for you to study here. Again, I didn't have to do that because I went to an international program, so it was very like easy for me to apply to the UK. Now, what's good about applying to a UK university, they do not just look at your grades. They take an overall picture of what you've accomplished so far, including working recommendations, teacher recommendations, extracurricular activities, and then also combine that with the personal statement you will make. And so if your grades are lower than required, it's still possible to get into the university of your choice, which is always a good thing. So make sure you do your work before you apply. Now, what you need to do next is go to www.ucas.com. I will link it all below. And this is the website through which you will apply to your chosen university/universities. I believe if you apply to one university, it will cost you £13, which is roughly $20 to 130 Swedish crowns. And then you can translate that into whatever currency your country has. And if you choose to apply to 2 or more universities, the application will cost you £24, so it's not that expensive. And then basically all you do is you upload all the documents that are required, usually your grades, if you have any recommendations, your personal statement, and please make sure you write enthusiastically, is that the word? I think it is. Anyways, make sure you write passionately about the subject of your choice, because the people who do admissions, they really want to see that you're passionate about going to that school in that particular subject. So make sure you woo them with your words. After you've uploaded everything you need, you can also check this out on the UCAS website. You just wait. You just wait to see if the universities choose you. And what you can get accepted straight away. And then I think you can get on a waiting list. I'm not 100% sure. So make sure you go to their website and check that out. Now, that's the easy part. Let's say you get accepted to the university you want, or maybe to multiple universities. You now have to choose which one you want to go to. Me, myself, I got accepted to all 5 universities. So what I started doing is I started researching the universities. I went online to see what kind of student clubs they had, how their campus looked, and all that stuff that will enhance your student years. So for me, there were multiple universities that looked great. I think I was choosing between Glasgow Caledonian University, Queen Margaret University in Edinburgh, and Robert Gordon University in Aberdeen. So what me and my friend decided to do, we decided to take a trip to Scotland and visit these universities to see if we got like a personal connection with any of these. And we both actually really liked Glasgow Caledonian University, which now, since I've graduated, it's even better now. The campus looks amazing now, so I can definitely recommend it as a university. But yeah, we both really liked that university, but we didn't accept their offer just yet. And sorry, by we I mean me and my at the time best friend, who both applied to the basically exact same programs. But yeah, we really like Glasgow Caledonian University, so we decided to research the city as well. And just Glasgow as a city, it is a great city. It's like a smaller version of London. It has a big cultural life. It is quite big, but not insanely big. It has like, the subway's just a circle and has like, I don't know, 20 stops, so it's really easy to get around. But yeah, we really like the city and the university, so we decided to accept their offer. And that's where the story ended, or shall we say begun. Wow, I'm really good with words today. And after that, we had to arrange with our accommodation. And usually universities here will have their own like campus accommodation. But what we found out after a year is that we could basically live in a flat a lot cheaper. But I wouldn't go back and change anything, because it's so nice to live in a campus accommodation, because they fix everything for you. And then you can take that year to learn about what you need to learn before you move into a flat by yourself. But yeah, so they had an all-inclusive price. I think I paid £400 a month, and that included everything. So you didn't really have to think of any of that. You got the social life basically right at your doorstep. It was great. You got to know people from all over the world, and you had security. We had our own like security office, so you just felt safe, and it was great. But I know not all universities have campus accommodation, so you might need to look for a flat yourself. Now, if you're doing that, I would recommend you go to look for a flat on either rightmove.co.uk, I will link these below, or gumtree.com. There's a few other similar sites to Rightmove, which I can link as well, but that's basically just a letting website where you find different flats or houses or whatever you choose. I know a lot of students choose to like go rent a house and share it, which sounds great. I never did that, but it sounds like a really fun time. But then you usually have to choose a house that's like outside the city, and I don't know, I like to live as near as possible to the hustle and bustle, so I personally would have chosen to live either in campus accommodation, and if it's not available, a flat in the city center, so you don't have to like take an hour bus or something to get to class. And Gumtree is just like Craigslist or something in the UK, where you can find a lot of flats and not have to go through an agency, but go like through a private landlord, which I've done multiple times, and it's been great. You can also find like just a room rather than an entire flat, which most letting websites do not offer. So now that you're settled at university and your accommodation, some people look into getting jobs. I never did, because I had a great student loan, but some people might want to work off their student loan early. Some people might not even have a student loan, and for that reason look for a job. If in the UK, you need to go find a job center and set up an interview with them so you can get your national insurance number, because the national insurance number is required to work in the UK, unless you get like an under the table job, which a lot of students do, but again, that's illegal. But you can, I mean, it's very common. But I would definitely recommend you going the legal route and finding a job center close to you and just setting up an interview to get your national insurance number. Now, the interview is very like casual. You just go there and answer stuff about your situation, and then I think it's within a week or two they post you your national insurance number in the form of a letter, and after that you can apply to as many jobs as you want. But keep in mind, if you have a job and if you make a certain amount of income, I think some student loan companies will offer you less money. Now, I'm not an expert in this, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So make sure you look into that before you get a job, so that you don't lose out on like a student loan or like a scholarship or anything like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, my uni years were some of the best years of my life. It's definitely a unique experience that you won't get anywhere else. You'll meet friends that you'll have for life. You'll learn new things. You'll just, oh, it's just such a great time. And I definitely would recommend people to come and study in the UK. And don't worry, the United Kingdom has not sponsored this video, I promise. So should you decide to study in the UK, you will have a great time, I can assure that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry if this video was very like rambly, because I did not structure this up at all, which I'm kind of regretting now, but hopefully I'll be able to make some sense of it in editing. And if you have any other questions, you can just comment below and I'll answer to the best of my ability. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, because that would make me really happy. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and just keep a lookout for my next video, or you can just click the bell icon down there and you'll get a notification straight to your phone. Amazing. Sorry, in the UK this is flipping someone off, so I probably should have said that before, so I'm doing this. Okay guys, have a lovely rest of your day. Mwah! See you later.